It's Galentine's Day. Well, almost. Welcome back to Coffee Talk with Collins. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Later on in the video, if you liked it, give it a like. Welcome to Coffee Talk with Collins. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side. It's Galentine's Day. Well, almost. On February 13th, this amazing holiday allows us another opportunity to celebrate the wonderful ladies in our lives. I know a certain few that I will definitely be celebrating. So, in this video, we'll get into the origins of this holiday. We'll also talk about how you can plan a remote Galentine's Day party that's all the fun of a girls' night in, regardless of how far apart we are from one another. But first, let's cover the origin. Being the HR nerd that I totally am, I went to nationaltoday.com and found out that technically Leslie Knope, or Amy Poehler, not only invented but also popularized Galentine's Day. So, with any party, of course, the first thing you'll want to do is get together a guest list. I find it really great to have some old friends that may not have met each other before, but all of the friends have heard about each other because that makes for a really fun little party mix. Another tip when it comes to planning your guest list is to minimize it a little bit. It's really important to make sure everybody has enough space on the screen, so you'll want to limit it to 4 or 5 people. That way you'll be able to see everybody's beautiful face and get to celebrate them, because nobody likes being smushed in a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner! So after you plan your guest list, what you'll need to do is figure out what tech they have. Now, if you're in an all Apple group, you have FaceTime, of course, because you can add multiple calls to FaceTime. Or if you're a mixed group like me and my crew are, then you can use Zoom or you can use Facebook Messenger. This past holiday season, my best friend, Kaylee, we exchanged Christmas presents over Facebook Messenger. It was awesome because she was able to have her setup where her and her love and me and my love, we each shared, so that way we only had to worry about 2 cameras, but we got to have 4 people. Another thing to consider is snacks and drinks. Now, this is totally optional, but I find it kind of brings us closer together. When Kaylee and I had our Christmas party this past year, I sent her some snacks and I was eating the same snacks. We enjoyed the candy cane smashmallows. So that was really nice because even though we were so far apart, states and states away, we still were able to feel like we were right there with each other. Because we were, eating the same snacks, playing the same games, doing the same thing. One way you can do this is if you have Amazon Prime, you can find some little goodies, some, one of their gourmet foods to send to your friends and whoever is going to be joining. And that is one way to add like a goodie bag to it by sending them a literal bag of goodies. If you're fiscally not in a place to send each one of your friends some goodies, then another cool idea is to include a recipe that's super easy, one of those like 30 minutes or less Rachel Ray ones, so you can all eat kind of the same thing and enjoy it together. Another fun thing to do is to have a signature drink. So the Galentine is my, favorite little concoction. It has the pink and orange colors that are somewhat akin to Galentine's Day that really match the vibe, where it's not red like Valentine's Day, but it's Galentine's Day. So it has similar hues. How you make a Galentine's Day is by doing 50% Jose Cuervo strawberry lime margarita, the one that's already pre-mixed, and then you add 50% OJ. It's super yummy, and my hubby joked when I was drinking one of them when I wasn't feeling good last week that if you really wanted to get super healthy, you could dip the rim in simple syrup, and then instead of using sugar or salt, you could use Emergen-C, which I thought was pretty funny. And honestly, it might taste good, who knows? So you could either do that and share a recipe with them, whether it's for food, drink, or both, or or in addition to sending them some gourmet goodies, you could also use Drizzly. Drizzly is a drink app that has come so clutch with this New England winter, with our busy schedules, when I want to make sure that Kyle has something nice to drink when he comes home. We're really loving Crown Apple right now. And I'm also enjoying cupcake wine as a holdover from the holidays. I kind of stocked up a little. So if you want to use Drizzly to send a gift and save $5, use my link in the description below. Now let's talk about what you'll do during the party. Even though it's so much fun to gab with the girls, having a couple activities planned can break the ice if not everybody knows each other, and it can also just be way more fun so that you don't have to consistently think about topics to talk about. So planning some activities allows us a chance to be able to have that girls' night in feel. Another fun aspect to a girls' night in or a Galentine's party is watching a movie. We can pop it in our group chat and discuss what movie we want to watch. It's also dependent upon what platforms are available to the guests that we will be having. Once it's established which platform is available to all of your guests, many of them have a streaming component where you can watch it with your friends. So that's a lot of fun. You can start the movie and hang out over FaceTime or whatever services that you have chosen. If you can hear that noise outside, it is plowing. It's snowing and we're supposed to get about a foot here in New England. It's a nice snowy day, which is why I'm all covered up in my flannel. Love Old Navy. I'll actually put the link in the description so you can shop this top. So once you've agreed upon a platform for streaming, then you'll be able to select a movie. Personally, at my Galentine's this year, we're going to be watching The Princess Diaries. It's a classic, and I also like watching a movie that you've seen kind of a bajillion times, because The Princess Diaries, for me at least, was one of those movies that I kept going to again and again and again. When you're able to watch a movie that you've seen at least a couple times, you're able to converse during it. Once you've selected the movie, it's also a great idea to plan some other activities. One of the things I personally enjoy doing is you can either play a card game such as 5 Second Rule, which I recently bought for Kyle's birthday, which is so much fun and totally not safe for work. Basically, the game is you pull a card and you have to list 3 things that are whatever. So for instance, list 3 reasons why being a dog would be awesome, or list 3 things you can do with your mouth. As you can see, it can get spicy very quickly. Playing a game like that, where there's no tangible objects that need to be moved around or held onto during the game, can be super fun. Of course, if you do play a game like that, it's important to make sure that you have another person with you, so that way they can flip over the timer and read the card for you. So that way it's even for everybody and everybody gets a turn. Another really fun thing to do is, if you have 2 devices available, using them to play games digitally. One of the online games I particularly enjoy is Cards Against Humanity. Here's where you can play it, and I'll also ensure that in the description I include some more links to some more fun games. Now that we've kind of figured out what we're doing, let's talk about party favors. If you decide to go with Amazon idea of sending some snacks to your friends, then your party favor's all set. Additionally, one of the things that I really loved about when Leslie Knope first instated Galentine's Day was that she went around and she took a moment to talk about why each of those women were special to her. And I thought that was really beautiful. So one way we can do that is when we send them an invite, we could attach a PNG or a JPEG to the email that gives them all the information. I'm actually going to be uploading some on boundarybabe.net. And then on top of that, we could write them a letter from our heart about why they mean so much to us and why we truly, genuinely love them. Sometimes just taking a moment to express gratitude for the connection that you have is one way that we can lessen our anxiety, revel in that gratitude, and strengthen the connection. Because each one of our relationships is so beautiful and unique and special. Friendship journeys are wonderful that way. And a bonus tip, when you keep it small, it's easier to plan and schedule for, because there's less schedules to account for. So that way you can kind of, when you send that email invitation, you can suggest a couple times that work well for you, and then the others can choose what time works best for them out of the selected times. Galentine's Day is a treasured holiday, and what's even more treasured than that are my relationships with my dear, dear friends. Especially Kaylee. Kaylee is my Galentine, and I love you. Thank you for being in my life. And thank all of you for watching my video. I hope it helps you to plan a spectacular Galentine's Day party remotely. Stay well, and remember to be kind to one another and the planet. I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.